The Garden of Discernment, the final harvest. While Shimmer began to heal, Glassa wandered the gray wastes beyond the borders of reality she had once controlled. She clutched a single shard of her obsidian throne, her mind already spinning a new web of deceit. She believed that if she could just find a new audience, a new heart to hollow out, her reign of shadows would begin anew. Suddenly, the gray sky tore open, and a presence known as Ethel, the eternal witness, descended. Ethel did not come with a sword, but with a light so piercing it rendered all shadows impossible. Glassa recoiled, trying to shield her eyes with her cloak, but the divine light bypassed her physical form to shine directly upon her intentions. "The harvest is here, Glassa," Ethel's voice resonated, not in her ears, but in the very core of her being. Around her, the wasteland transformed into the Hall of Echoes. Every lie she had ever told, every smear campaign she had orchestrated, began to manifest as a physical weight, wrapping around her like heavy iron chains. Glassa looked at Ethel and began to weep, but her tears were dry and hollow. She tried to craft a story of being a victim herself, a tale of how Vibran had forced her hand. But in the presence of the eternal witness, her words turned to thick, black oil as they left her mouth, staining her own hands and revealing the rot she had tried to hide. Far away in the Green Valley, Vibran felt a sudden, sharp snap in the air. Ethel appeared to him briefly, a gentle flicker of warmth against the garden breeze. In that moment, the final spiritual cord that Glassa had used to drain his energy was severed by divine decree. Vibran took a breath deeper than any he had known, feeling his soul expand to its true size. Back in the Hall of Echoes, Glassa was forced to face the mirror of truth. It did not show her the beauty she carefully curated, but the landscape of her soul. She saw a desert of her own making, littered with the broken spirits of those she had used. The divine justice was not a flame, but a confrontation with the reality of her own choices. The ultimate consequence was the silence. Ethel moved Glassa to a realm where her voice could no longer reach a single soul. For a narcissist who fed on the attention and reactions of others, the absence of an audience was the absolute end. She screamed into the void, but the void offered no reflection, no sympathy, and no power. With the source of the corruption removed, Ethel turned the divine light toward the ruins of the Obsidian Palace. The black glass didn't just break, it dissolved into nutrient-rich soil. The spiritual poison that had seeped into the land was drawn out by the light, leaving the earth ready to breathe and grow once more. Husha and Flutter stood at the edge of the newly cleared land. They felt the heaviness of their past mistakes lift, replaced by a quiet, somber resolve. They knew Glassa would never return, not because she was destroyed, but because she had been rendered powerless by the truth. They looked at each other, ready to spend their lives building what they had once helped destroy. In the Green Valley, Vibran sat among his flowers. The spiritual battle was over, and the divine balance had been restored. He realized that justice wasn't about the narcissist's pain, but about her inability to cause more. He closed his eyes, listening to the song of the wind, finally and forever at peace with the world and himself.